I'm attempting to build the coolest Porsche-themed conference table there is. Check out how I'm getting along. So Bad was commissioned to build this table, and there were 3 requests for it. Firstly, that it's 8.5 feet long by 4.5 feet wide. Secondly, that it highlights a Porsche 928 engine in it. And thirdly, that the frame is discreet as possible. So here's where we're at. This is 3-inch tube steel, and there's a glass sheet that's going to sit in the middle of this frame right here. And here you see the Porsche 928 engine. Now this engine came to me absolutely stinking. It was oily, messy, had lots of extra parts on it, like the alternator and all the water pump, all those ugly bits. But we completely stripped it down, went through our parts washer, sandblast, glass bead blast, paint finish, built back up so it looks super fancy and brilliant. So there have been a few challenges for us to work around on this build. First off, I'm going to start with the frame. How do you build a table frame with a complete engine in the middle of it and still be able to get to sit under it? This is what we came up with. The engine has 4 cables coming out the sides of it, 1 on each corner, and they correspond of the table frame. So the Porsche 928 engine is suspended, hanging in the middle of the table frame. And I have had it together. It looks fantastic. Now, as you can see, the engine is already strapped down in the massive shipping crate for the table to go in. You might be wondering, why would you build the shipping crate before you finish the table? Well, there's a bit of a story behind that. Now, the customer that commissioned this piece is building a beautiful place. It's on a racetrack, overlooking a racetrack with an office in it and a gym and a bar. It's going to be beautiful. So I really want him to be happy with it. I want this table to fit his place perfectly and to really tie in nicely. So there's been a lot of conversation about like the color finishes on the engine and what it's going to look like. This table frame was done. While this frame was being powder coated, some other pieces were purchased that are going to go next to it. So the customer called and said, hey, is there any way that we can change the color of that frame? And that's where we are now. So the frame has been blasted, sandblasted back off, all of the fresh powder coat taken back off of it, and it's going to be re-powder coated in like a chrome finish, which is going to match very nicely his other pieces. Now that sounds like a bit of a pain, but there's actually a bit of a benefit. Because I wasn't perfectly 100% happy with the finish of the first powder coat. Not the powder coat finish, that was great, but the metal. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So the fact that this needed to be blasted back off and come back to me for cleaning up, ready to be re-powder coated, is actually a blessing, because on a couple of the welding spots, there's just a couple of dimples that I can fix up before we get it re-powder coated in the chrome finish. Now, when you first look at this frame, it looks pretty good, right? Everything's straight, everything's level. But if you look very closely, right down the line of the metal, you can see just a very small ridge right there. Now, it's hard to see on the camera. It's actually hard to see with your eye when it's just raw metal. But it's amazing that when you put a powder coat finish on that, you'll see that ridge. So that's what I'm working on today. I'm refinishing this metal frame so that it's ready for powder coat. Back to work. Now, as always, safety first. For this job, I'm going to wear a mask because that metal dust, you don't want that in your lungs. Wear ear defenders because you don't want it in your eyes. Goggles because you don't want it in your eyes. Ear defenders because you don't want to listen to it. I choose a Milwaukee cordless with a standing disc attachment for the final finish. So I just finished up refinishing this frame, getting all the edges and corners perfect, and it came out great. It's ready to go back to the powder coaters. But quite often as I'm working on these projects, they come together as I build them. And I was obviously spending a fair amount of time on this frame, making it perfect. And it just felt a little boring. Like the corners, the edges, just like they needed something a little more there. So here's what we came up with, some nice industrial style corner brackets. Now these look really industrial. The rivets are there for show, but they look like they're bolting it together. And I really think they just add to the piece. I think they're gonna finish it off so nicely. If you notice here, we got like the Porsche crest style cutouts, just to give it that hint of Porsche. Now I'm thinking that we're gonna powder coat these corner brackets in black. To contrast against the chrome nicely. I think that'll look really good. It'll make the chrome pop. It'll give a little bit of a breakup of the chrome. I think it's gonna look great. Now this frame is too big for us to powder coat in-house, so I'm gonna load it up in the truck, back to the powder coat as it goes, and we'll look forward to seeing the finished product.